With the release of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the roster of monsters continued to expand, and with it the expansion of a group known as Elder Dragon level monsters, individuals which can match the forces of nature, which are the Elder Dragons themselves. Hey everyone, Pinoy X here once again, and today we're going to take a look at all of the new Elder Dragon level monsters introduced within Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak. Now, before we go ahead and get started, for those of you who are not caught up on all of the creatures revealed throughout mainline Monster Hunter that are considered to be Elder Dragon level, I did 2 previous videos which covers this subject, and I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below for those 2 previous videos so you can go ahead and catch up on all of the Elder Dragon level monsters revealed throughout the mainline games all the way up until Iceborne. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our first Elder level monster revealed in Rise, which is the very flagship monster itself, the Magnamalo. The Magnamalo, a fanged wyvern which devastated Kamura village during the crux of the rampage 50 years prior to the events of Monster Hunter Rise. With its highly devastating hellfire tempered by its aggressive nature, the Magnamalo will challenge any and every creature within its vicinity in order to prey on them or demonstrate its superiority. Magnamalo clashes with many of the Elder Dragons found in Rise and is even brazen enough to engage the source of the rampage, Narwa the All-Mother, without hesitation. With its expert control over its hellfire capabilities, Magnamalo has no issues chasing down Elder Dragons capable of flight and will do whatever it takes to take them down, even if it means injuring itself in the process. True to its nature as the Wyvern of Malice, Magnamalo is a relentless barbarous beast that will hunt down its target no matter how powerful with ferocious hostility. Up next, we have the recently introduced Apex Monsters, the generals of the rampage within Monster Hunter Rise. These individuals share many of their abilities with their deviant counterparts. However, what separates the Apexes from deviants is that the cause of their mutation is vastly different. Many deviants gain their new forms and abilities through their experiences within their lifespan. Apexes, on the other hand, are a forced mutation caused by the cataclysmic storm generated by the serpent dragons, causing the Apexes extreme pain in the process. Since their forced mutations are caused by the destructive energies generated by Ibushi and Narwa, these individuals have massive scars covering their bodies which begin to glow with draconic energy when the Apex become enraged. The pain of their mutation reverberates a deafening roar which riles up monsters during the rampage and allows the Apex to control the rampaging horde in a manner similar to Ibushi, thus further emphasizing their positions as the generals of the rampaging horde and demonstrating a unique ability reminiscent to that of the Wind Serpent itself. Moving on, we have the Espinas, originally introduced in Monster Hunter Frontier. Now, this flying wyvern seems to be a subject of scrutiny by the community because many people keep saying that it's not an Elder Dragon level monster, despite the fact that it's been seen overwhelming the force of nature that is Kushala Daora. Despite its docile nature, the Espinas is a brutal flying wyvern and will demolish anything within its path, including Elder Dragons, should the monster be threatened and its territory invaded. Its volatile nature also makes the monster unpredictable, with many creatures often underestimating the Espinas when they see the forbidden venom sleeping, only to be derailed by the rampaging thorns and barraged with poisonous flames of the oppressive wyvern. Its enormous strength allows the Espinas to endure a bombardment of attacks, and it can even lift the steel dragon effortlessly to further demonstrate its sheer physical prowess. Ultimately, the Espinas is not just a flying wyvern with a poisonous advantage against Kushala Daora. It's a renegade individual who will run riot against any threat should its peace be disturbed. Shifting to our next subject, we have the anomalies known as Afflicted Monsters. Afflicted Monsters are individuals infected by the parasitic creatures known as the Curio, bolstering the monster's powers at the cost of their lifespan. These endemic life were originally hosted by 2 powerful Elder Dragons, the Scarlet Feast Malzeno and the Archdemon of the Abyss, Gaismagorn. With both of the original hosts being defeated initially, the Curio began migrating to other regions and infecting other monsters to serve as their new host. Though afflicted monsters inevitably meet their demise at the clutches of the Curio due to their incompatible nature, they still gain an enormous boost in power and are even capable of summoning the Curio to attack their adversaries, an ability they share with both Malzeno and Gaismagorm, though not on the same level as the Elder Dragons. If left unchecked, afflicted monsters can spread the Curio influence, further infecting other monsters and draining life across different ecosystems, potentially spreading a pandemic that could destroy even humanity itself if these anomalies are left to pester, showcasing that these anomalies are Elder level not just because of their powers, but also due to the natural disaster that could spread across different environments if these creatures continue their influence. Unleashing a new level of hellfire, next up is the Scorned Magnamalo. Similar to the standard Magnamalo, this variant is more than capable of challenging Elder Dragons in combat and will aggressively hound them in the skies in order to take them down. This malevolent fanged wyvern takes on a twisted form, and with it, an even more deadly malice. Scorned Magnamalo will assault even Elder Dragons that the standard monster won't, such as the Malzeno, resulting in an awe-inspiring clash that could raise locales if left unchecked. Its highly evolved Hellfire is more destructive compared to its standard form, further augmented when the variant becomes enraged and goes even further beyond as the monster is pushed to the brink of death, with its Hellfire taking on a crimson-red color that could inflict Dragon Blight in the process. With the Magnamalo already being known for its Elder level capabilities, the Scorned Magnamalo goes above and beyond to exhibit its nature as a malicious force of nature that many creatures will need to watch out for, especially Elder Dragons. Heating up the stage, next we have the Flaming Espinas. Similar to the standard monster, the Flaming Espinas is subject to scrutiny due to many people believing it's not an Elder level monster, despite the creature demonstrating its ability to stand up to and even overwhelm an Elder Dragon like the Teostra. Unlike the standard individual who prefers green forests where prey is aplenty, the Flaming Espinas is a subspecies that lives in regions where many powerful individuals reside, such as the Forlorn Arena and back in Frontier, the Great Forest Peak. Their advanced mastery over their poisonous flame breath allows the Flaming Espinas to charge up their breath attack and unleash a devastating explosion that could match a Teostra's own explosive prowess, allowing the Flaming Espinas to expunge any invaders and other unwanted bodies within its vicinity. In combination with its infernal abilities, the Flaming Espinas is capable of deteriorating armor with dense acid mixed within its breath, foregoing the need to paralyze its target and instead lowering their target's defense in order to shatter them with an intense explosion. And finally, we have the graceful Violet Mizutane, a newly introduced rare species in Sunbreak. With rare species of every kind being considered as Elder Dragon level, the Violet Mizutane is no exception to the rule. With this bewitching Leviathan infused with Eldritch Flame, Violet Mizutane surpasses both its apex and deviant counterparts with its overall proficiency in using its abilities, despite the former and latter forms also being considered as Elder level. This evolution of Mizutane generates bubbles from the flammable oil it secretes from its body. However, unlike the other counterparts, Violet Mizutane's control over its bubbles is almost unnatural, as the monster is capable of utilizing these flammable bubbles as homing projectiles, with the bubbles relentlessly pursuing their targets. It can also unleash multiple flame geysers to create firewalls and shape the battlefield to suit its needs. Overall, the Violet Mizutane is a force to be reckoned with, and similar in nature to certain Elder level monsters, this rare species prefers to live in environments where extremely powerful individuals contend for territory, such as the Infernal Hot Springs and the Forlorn Arena. And that, everyone, is currently all of the newly introduced Elder Dragon level monsters throughout the course of Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak, with more potentially to come with future title DLC updates within the Sunbreak expansion. What do you think about Elder Dragon level monsters introduced so far within the current games of Monster Hunter Rise and Sunbreak? Let us know in the comments below your thoughts and opinions regarding these newly introduced Elder Dragon level monsters and what you think about them from both a lore perspective and gameplay perspective. And as always, with all of that being said, if you enjoyed these videos, please consider hitting the like on the video itself and subscribing to the channel, as well as hitting that bell icon so you can go ahead and catch up on any other content that I might be doing in future. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Onward and upward.